All right, this is computer-aided design for absolute beginners, and I think this is lesson 7. This is just going to be a quick tutorial on how to make the exact pattern you want using Pattern CAD. My software might be different than yours, but in general the buttons are the same, and you should be able to follow along pretty easily. I'm going to go a little quicker here than I normally would because someone specifically asked how to make this design, and I think it would be easy to quickly show you how it can happen. So we're going to start with a new pattern, and we open up to this. Because I know the picture that I want, I'm going to load it into the background so that I can just trace over it. Makes it a lot easier. So I hit load image, and I have all of these images. This is the one I actually want to use. Oh, it turned out perfect that time. Had a little trouble with it a little while ago. When we look at it like this, there's no grid, which is a little annoying to me, but we can still make a really nice pattern here. And then if we need to touch it up, we can move it into a design with a grid to make sure that everything is perfectly symmetric. This design happens to have a lot of corners, and it's not going to be able to be a continuous line design unless we repeat some stuff. But we won't have to repeat much. My plan is to come in from this corner to go up and around the large triangle. We'll come back here and then repeat this, then go up and around here, and then go back this way. So the bottom line will be doubled. The design will start over here and end over here. So to do this, we're going to start with draw, and you need to make sure your draw button is pressed. And because we're going to do straight lines, we want to hit line. But we don't want any nodes. Nodes in this case are going to be annoying. And when I say no nodes, we don't want nodes along the line. We just want them exactly where we're going to tell it to be placed. So we have all of that set up. And then in options, which might be someplace different for you, but for me it's there, we're going to want continuous lines. That'll help us connect one point to the other without having a bunch of little pieces that we have to connect later. So I hit OK. And because I don't want to start right here on the point, I want to show you guys where I'm starting. I'll start here and draw my little line over to the corner here. And then I just have to pick the next point I want. And I'm going to pick this point because later on I need to have a node there so that I can join all of my corners as they come in. And then we'll go up to the top, click on that, down to here, click on that, over here, and all the way over to here. I don't need to, I take that back. Sorry, I missed a node. I need to hit here and then come back over here. Those don't need to be exactly on top of each other right now because we're going to fix that in Edit. Then we come back here, click on that, go up here, over here, down here, back out, and click over there. All right, just to show you, that was super easy, and we're practically done. I'm going to go to Optimize because I like looking at it from Optimize from time to time. I'm going to slow the speed down a little bit so that you can watch what happens, and you're going to see that this is going to draw from here, up and around, just like I showed you, and back over to here. So let's see, animate stitching. There we go, up and around, and then out. You didn't even really see that outline, but that looks like it's all one line. It's sewing right, everything's good. But we have these places where if I zoom in a little bit more, oops, get rid of that. Sorry about that. I'm going to edit. I'm going to go to edit and select an area. And then if I zoom in, you're going to see part of the problem. Let's go down here. Not quite that far down. So if we zoom in, you can see here that these dots are not right on top of each other. And as we come over here, you're going to see that these dots are not right on top of each other. There's several places like that. So we need to fix it. And the best way to do that is simply to select those two dots, click Snap Selected. I'm going to unzoom a little so it's easier to move around. Every place where my lines meet, I'm going to select them and then click Snap Selected. There's only one point here, so I don't need to worry about that one. But this one, Snap Selected, and this one, Snap Selected, and finally, this one here, Snap Selected. And get my speed to 1 so that I can watch the whole thing go, just to make sure. This is an easy design, and I'm sure this is going to animate right, but some designs aren't so easy. Okay, so now we have this whole design that sews out super easy. It does repeat along this bottom section right here, but there's not much you can do when you're using a design like this to avoid that sort of a thing. You can decide where else you'd like it to double up, but you don't get much choice. It's got to double up when it has this many corners with 3 angles. So all of this is okay. Now I want to send this to my friend. So it's saved, and I'm going to close this and get to my Facebook page. Whoops. What did I do wrong? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to get to my Facebook page because that will make it super easy. And go back here. And Heather and I are friends because I've messaged her earlier. So when I go to send her a message now, it's super easy. I have these things here at the bottom, and I want to attach a file. And the file I want to attach is from the continuous line design. See, this automatically opened up because that's where I was last. And it's called Zelda, so it's at the bottom. It's right there. Now, there are 2 files here. There's a GPF, and there's this other file. Oops. So I want to send the GPF file, not the BMP file. This is actually the GPF file. This says GPF, but it's a BMP file. It's a little confusing. It got me before, and I would send people the BMP file, which is just a picture. But I want to send her this file. So this is the one I'm going to double click on. It loads down here in her message, and then boom, I send it. So she should be able to open that up, and then she can either do what she wants with it, or she can make one of her own, should she like. I'm going to save this file now in the program that I use to make these YouTube videos and post it to YouTube. I hope it was helpful. Thanks.